Yeah. Okay, here we go. We're back. We're live. We feel so sexy. I'm so sexy. Ho, 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 yeah. I don't know why I'm that kind of guy. Investing is easy, so we're gonna react to a video called "Investing is Easy," actually, and it's a really cool video. We're gonna pop it up on the screen here in just a second. But first, I got to get a couple things squared away. What are you gay? We're all woke. We're all woke, yeah, today. Everybody here is woke, and it ain't no joke. Everybody here is woke. Yeah, it ain't no joke. All right, you guys ready for this? Yeah, I'm horny, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm horny, yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Am I kidding?
Make Mondays the biggest night of the week with the Disney Plus.
Here we go. It's an ad. Okay.
Are mathematically in the casino's favor. Investing in stocks is pretty similar, except
So the house has the edge, BlackRock has the edge. I think I know where this is going. It's basically going to say that we still have an advantage the longer we play. That's the assumption I have. Let's keep watching.
The edge. Luckily for us, though, there are plenty of investing techniques out there that are basically guaranteed to make you a profit over the long term. You won't learn it from school. You also won't learn it from the bot comments under every finance video advertising an AI-generated ebook with an AI-generated cover and summary on the back. In reality, investing is actually one of the few skills in life that is best learned from people who are really, really bad at it. As in, they transferred their entire life savings into a Robinhood account, funneled half that money into one penny stock, and of course, to manage risk, they put the other half into an explosive tech company that's gone up 50% in the last month. A common theme with bad investors is that they invest in stocks not just with their money, but with their emotions.
Yeah, that does suck. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of penny stock investors, though. Penny stock investors suck ass. So, absolutely. I will say this about the video before we go on. I think it's going to start talking about a few more principles in investing that you can't really understate. You can't really understate some of these principles. Buy and hold for the long term. Take home your dividends. You name it, man. Investing can be a very simple thing. You don't want to overcomplicate it. Investing is easy.
On top of that, they tell you every quarter that the company will start making profit next quarter, and that they themselves have come up with an advanced stock forecasting model that predicts the price is going to shoot up in a matter of days. And maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. But the reason why you should learn from these people is because they'll teach you that either one of two things happen. Either you lose 80% of your money, and then you lose the other 20% trying to make back what you just lost. Or you get lucky and double your money, and then you lose everything by trying to double it again with a different stock. Indeed, the main difference between a 1000% return investor versus a negative 100% return investor is neither skill nor strategy. It's what four-letter acronym they decided to gamble on. It might be
yeah, some people may gamble on the right penny stock. You know, sometimes, and a lot of the times, you're not an insider, right? In none of these penny stocks, you don't know if the company really is going to blossom into something beautiful. I'm not going to lie, 9 times, maybe 8 times out of 10, I don't know the exact statistics, but they're not in your favor. Now, you could take a chance and buy a bunch of call options, one call option for each penny stock that you want to get into. You could. That's a gamble on top of a gamble, because you're already gambling on penny stocks, right? Whether you own the shares or whether you don't own the shares. If you're gonna lose all your money, you might as well lose all your money in a call options contract. That's my opinion. It's not financial advice. Just want to let everybody know. My boy TJ is saying crypto forever, buy XRP to win the game of life. Hey, XRP could go up. I mean, it is all gambling. But hey, I want TJ to win, so XRP is the only crypto I'm secretly rooting for, just because I do want to see TJ win. But outside of that, though, man, you know me, man. I'm the crypto is grifto guy. For the most part. I don't know. XRP could be sort of legit, but it's still, you're owning a string of data at the end of the day. That's my only fear about it. I prefer God's money. Silver and gold.
Tempting to think this guy is a genius investor. But let's say I go to a roulette table and I put $10,000 on green, which, by the way, only has a 2.63% chance of winning. And then let's say the ball actually lands on green, which means I 35x my money.
Damn,
and I
that'd
get a
be wild.
$350,000 payout. That doesn't make me a good gambler. I just picked the one color it happened to land on one time.
He's got lucky.
Doesn't mean I should teach you how to play roulette.
You could, in a sense, actually buy like 35 penny stocks, buy one share of each, and just see what happens. Obviously, it's not going to balloon. And one of them might balloon, and it might cover any losses that you have in the other penny stocks. But yeah, I will admit, small capitalization stocks, penny stocks basically, are very unpredictable. Extremely unpredictable. And it's a good idea to kind of, keep your wits about you, man. Keep your wits about you. Keep your wits and keep your tits about you. Oh, hold on. Silver and gold forever. I'm buying some copper rounds tomorrow. Oh, hell yeah. Buying the copper, baby. TJ's on the right track, man. But yeah, no, I'm a stocks guy. Not only am I a stocks family farm guy, I'm a stock market guy. So I love stocks family farm, and I love the stock market. I'm all about it.
Now, before we get into investing, you may be extremely worried about the AI bubble. Perhaps you have nightmares about a 2027 recession solely caused by one of the urinals at the NVIDIA headquarters not getting flushed. In that case, the investing method that'll keep you safe in almost every scenario is a method devised by John C. Bogle.
My boy, dude. Index funds. The founding father of the index fund. That's why I tell everybody, dude. ETFs. ETFs, baby. No fun eyebrows tonight. No, well, I might eventually I might go do the brows tonight. I might do blue brows. I'm not sure yet. Blue, green, red. It's undecided. We'll see. We'll see where the night goes. We'll see where the night goes on this one. But the brows, I do need the frosting brows though for my lack of actual eyebrows. But it's good shit. All right, let's see what we got. So John Bogle, by the way, he's the inventor of the index fund. I'm not going to spoil this for you guys. Basically, I'll give you guys a quick rundown. I have a lot of ETFs in my portfolio. A lot of these ETFs are index-based, which is what this guy right here, John Bogle, promoted. He promoted a lot on index funds. The whole idea is that owning everything that you can is the best thing you could do. Even if you're only owning like a share at a time. Now, granted, it's easier to own an ETF, an index ETF, because you don't have to pay an arm and a leg to have the diversification that you need. The ETF that's an index ETF allows this to happen. So John Bogle's the man, is all I got to say. Let's see. Vanguard just bought a bunch of XRP ETF. BlackRock did a week or two ago. Oh, hell yeah. Hey, I mean, who knows? Maybe there is something to it, and I'm not aware of it. But honestly, as long as you're making the dough, my friend, as long as you're making the dough. I've just been swing trading for the most. I've been swing trading the VT, Vanguard Total World Index, just just to make a little bit of extra money here and there, which surprisingly works. I love it. It's not very volatile, but it's I could sleep soundly at night swing trading the VT. It's a damn good ETF.
Founder and former CEO of Vanguard, who beat the odds as the first person to simultaneously own an investment company while also being generally considered as a good guy. He's estimated to have saved investors about $1 trillion in fees while letting Vanguard's profits go to its shareholders rather than himself. This resulted in his net worth in 2019 being only $80 million, which is less than Barbara from Shark Tank. And for that reason, I'm out here reading his book, The Little Common Sense Book of Investing, using today's sponsor, Shortform. Shortform is available on your phone or on your desktop as a pretty much never-ending library of non-fiction books, which you can access full guides to at any time. If you don't...
That looks kind of cool. Shortform, technically though, nowadays you can get like ChatGPT to summarize a book for you. So you don't really need short form at all. If you honestly have an AI subscription, it sounds terrible, but it's a lot more affordable. I ain't gonna lie. But give me one more second, you guys. I'm being slow.
Don't find yourself having the time to read, or you want information on a topic quickly, this will help you like it helped me. For example, just looking up Bogle in the search bar gave me 4 different books talking about his investment style. Shortform has many other books on investing, but these ones are where I recommend you start, because they introduce the passive.
I don't know about that, man. I mean, technically, I'm already exposed to those companies through the various index funds that I own. So possibly, and I think I think those companies you mentioned are all in the S&P 500. So my S&P 500 ETFs are probably going to blossom just because of that. So yeah, I already own those companies, which is nice. I don't know. I tend not to try to predict where the market's going. I just kind of respond to what the market does on a day-by-day basis. I don't try to make any real predictions. Like, if the market dips, I buy the dip. If the market goes up, I sell the upswing. Now, that's how I swing trade. Now, when I'm buying and holding, I'm technically dollar cost averaging, which is a different principle. Dollar cost averaging is you invest in the market at any time you want. Well, not any time. There's a time frame in which you invest. So, for example, an example of dollar cost averaging would be like, let's say I decided I wanted to deposit from my bank account to my brokerage account every 2 weeks, $300, and I put that $300 into like an S&P 500 index ETF, for example. That's an example of dollar cost averaging. It doesn't matter what condition the market is in, whether it's a bear market, bull market, or a sideways market. The goal is to consistently invest at consistent time frames, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever your choice may be. Dollar cost averaging is a pretty good way to stay in the market and also take advantage of different market fluctuations. At the end of the day, time in the market is better than timing the market. Once again, I'm going to repeat that. Time in the market is greater than timing the market. So that's something to keep in mind. It's a weird way to look at it, but it's an effective one in my experience. Chucky the Killer hates indexes. What? Random Player says, oh, hi there. What's up, Random Player? My brony. What up? Stocks Family Farm. TJ says, silver hit 59 yesterday. I bought at $17 average. Some at 12. And interesting. Damn. Oh, it's good that you got silver, man. Silver is a good thing to hold on to. It's a good metal. I love it, man.
3-fund portfolio that beats pretty much everything else. 1 US total market index fund, 1 international total market index fund, and 1 bond index fund. If you've always wanted to become smarter, and if you've always wanted to read more, this is an actually realistic way you can do it and stick to it.
I will say my portfolio is way more chaotic than those 3 ETFs. I have like the irony is my portfolio is really effective. Like my portfolio continues to grow because it's so spread out. I've got international bonds, US bonds. I'm exposed to each of those markets. I've got US stocks, international stocks, exposed to the entirety of those markets as well. I mean, I'm all over the place. Like, I am all over the place. And I think that mass diversification equals massive success. Some of my mentors, the irony is all the mentors that I looked up to, that I still look up to for investing, not all of them really care for diversification. I love diversification. I just want to preserve my wealth. I want to get income, and I want to spread out my risk. Now, what's his nuts? What's his nuts? I'm losing it here. I'm losing it. Who is he? Rockefeller. It's funny because TJ and I were talking about Rockefeller, and I kind of learned diversification principles from John D. Rockefeller. It's wild, even though you could attribute Rockefeller's, the Rockefellers themselves to the way the world is in a negative light, unfortunately. But I will say John D. Rockefeller did not believe putting his eggs in one basket. He believed in putting, each of his eggs in different baskets, Spreading out your risk, man. You spread out your risk, you preserve your wealth. That's the way I see it, at least. And I believe wholeheartedly in preservation of wealth. And the best way to preserve your wealth is not to save your cash, because cash isn't wealth. Cash is not backed by a single thing. You'll always get killed by inflation if you hold on to cash. Holding on to assets, and when I say assets, I mean gold, silver, real estate. Hold on to those. Stocks, hold on to those. Bonds, if you want, have some bonds. At least they give you a guaranteed yield, but you're still getting poked by the bear of inflation. What else? But yeah, the reason that the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor, this is a simple concept. This is even one that I found by studying rich people. Rich people tend to hold on to their assets, right? I want to emulate rich people. I want to emulate wealthy people, technically. Wealthy people are who I really want to emulate. I love these investor guys. They're fascinating to me. I've learned so much from these guys over the years. And I'm lucky. I got the opportunity to. And anyway, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. Let's keep reacting to this video.
So sign up immediately for a free trial using the link shortform.com/easyactually, which will also give you a $50 discount off your subscription. The link is down below. That's shortform.com/easyactually.
My daughter is being treated for leukemia. It hit me hard.
Dude, these commercials every time, man. I subscribe to, I send St. Jude money every month, man. This is a great organization, by the way. I just want to let you know, St. Jude's is incredible. Even if you only can donate like $10 a month or something like that, anything that you can send them helps. So, set it and forget it. Subscription's always a good thing. It makes sure that they get the money. And yeah, St. Jude's is probably the coolest organization. They're incredible. Yeah, anytime you can. I mean, they treat kids who are dying of terminal cancer. These guys are an incredible organization. They're the best. And out of all the charities, they're my favorite to give money to, just because they're unreal. They're just unreal, man. But yeah, it's...
Now, with that in mind, what is the best way to invest? Well, the best investment, of course, is the one that brings you the most happiness. In the financial world, this equates to whatever investment.
TJ TJ says, I want to start buying land. You can't make more land. Exactly. So one of the reasons that I invest in a real estate investment trust so much is because, one, I have decent credit, but I don't know what kind of land that I would want to get, you know what I mean, to borrow money for. Yeah, buying land is smart. By the way, if you're buying good land and you're able to get it at a good price, I mean, it's a win-win situation. With land, though, I mean, one of the things that I do, like I said, I own a bunch of real estate investment trusts, and those are companies that own real estate, and they lease out all that real estate. So the rent prices go up over time, so that way you get a higher dividend over time. The appreciation of the company grows along with the appreciation of the dividend payout. So I'm a big fan of real estate investment trusts because they do have a continual growth history. And honestly, real estate is it's supply and demand, baby. So I own a share of just about every single real estate investment trust you could think of, only because I want to have exposure to all that real estate. Because I don't want to actually manage those properties myself. It's easier for me to own the companies, and those companies can hire who they need to hire, right, to figure it all out. Eric M. is wondering, what kinds of REITs do I own? So the kind of REITs that I own are basically like residential, commercial. And when I say commercial, it kind of varieties out for the commercial stuff. So for the commercial REITs that I own, it's storage REITs, industrial REITs, data center REITs. And these are all companies that own these properties. Medical center REITs. And we're talking about real estate for hospitals and stuff, for medical facilities. Because if you own these companies, man, I mean, even if you own a share of each of these companies, I didn't have to borrow any money, you know what I mean, to own these. And it's a very hands-off experience, and that's the way I like it. Like, I like being hands-on on certain things, but I am severely incompetent when it comes to real estate. I mean that. I understand real estate processes and stuff and transactions for the most part, but I got to admit, if I wouldn't know how to talk to a tenant to get rent, right? I could take a chance, but I'm too empathetic. Like I'm not, like I'd probably let too many people skip out on rent is the problem. That's my issue. So I just realized that it's not in my temperament. And that's why, you know, these REITs, they hire property managers to essentially do what they got to do. TJ says, borrow me $310,000. I found 186 acres on the river in Allegheny. Let's start a cult. Oh, man. That'd be funny. Oh, man. Oh, Lordy. We'll do Scientology 2.0. Oh, man. I need to start a... Oh, dude. I'm too rebellious. See, here's the thing. I'm not a leader of men, but I'm not a follower either. So I could never be a cult leader, and I could never be a cult follower. It's not in my blood. I'm one of those guys. I'm not a good leader. I suck at bossing people around. I could tell people what to do, but like nobody takes me seriously. You know what I mean? It's oh man, but TJ, you got a good command. You could be the leader of it. You could be the leader of the cult. I'll just be the fund. No, I'll be the fund man. I'll be the fund manager. Oh man. Random player says 717 says I need a loan for a second 5090. I own some stock in ARR and PNW. Hell yeah. Beast. Those are actually, so ARR, I think, that one's the Aries one, right? I think that's Aries. And then Ares is a pretty good REIT, by the way. PNW, I can't remember. I have PNW. I just can't remember what that company's called. It's been as I got it really early on when I was investing. Or just own single tenant NNN properties. Yep. Triple net lease, baby. Woo. Take advantage of 1031 exchanges. It's better than REITs. 1031 exchanges. I don't know what that means. I mean, I pretty much just buy everything on the public stock exchanges. Yeah, I'm not familiar with 1031 exchanges. I'll have to do a little research on that. But I do love publicly traded REITs, though. I don't think that necessarily you're not going to get the best profitability over time. You're going to have more of a chance of profiting by actually owning the real estate yourself and managing it yourself. But, I mean, it's still profitable either way to have. I love REITs. I love real estate investment trusts. They make me so hard. I get so wired. I get so sprung, dude. Yeah, this is real. Headed to bed. Talk to you soon. Have a great night, Mr. TJ. Have a great night, my man. I'll get the worshipers. You handle the books. Well, I'll get the Excel spreadsheets ready. So there's no management with triple net leases. Yeah, triple net lease is great because you really don't have to do much. I have a few triple net leased publicly traded REITs that I own. Those are great, man. Those are profitable. Woo! Man, I love Realty Income though. That's my favorite one. Even though Realty Income is heavily overvalued, it's my favorite publicly traded REIT of all time. It's one of the better ones, man. It's one of the best. I dig it. 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 Yeah, I dig it. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. I'm doing my Elvis impression.
So when people tell you that index funds like these ones are the best investment, they're kind of wrong, because you could have always just bought Dogecoin in 2020 and sold it in 2021 for a 35,000% return. But the chance that you actually do pick the best investment, or even a good investment, is pretty low. What you want instead is an optimal investment. And that's what people mean when they say index funds, like the ones I just mentioned, are the best, because they are very close to the optimal investment based on available research, historical data, and mathematical models. They're a predictable way to get a high expected return for a quite low amount of risk. But there is still risk. Usually, no one ever explains this, and they make index funds seem like the safe option made for librarians who drink chamomile tea and play board games on Friday nights. No, index funds are risky, but the high expected return makes it one of the few times in investing where taking more risk is mathematically worth it. Risk is the possibility that the actual return of an investment will be different from its expected return. Expected return is exactly what it sounds like. If the expected return of an investment is 5% per year, you're of course not guaranteed to get 5% a year. But if you simulate 14,605 different universes and you made the same investment in each universe, the average return would be 5%. If the risk is 0, that means every single simulation would give you a 5% return exactly. But as you increase the risk, now the possible spread of outcomes is wider. If you keep increasing the risk, eventually you get to a point where you're risking 100% loss for the chance to double your money.
See, that's why I love index funds, because your risk is so spread out that, like with the VT, for example, the Vanguard Total World Index, which has 10,000 different holdings, the risk is there, but there's not much risk, is what I'm saying, is that your risk lessens the more you spread out your risk, right? Because you can then have a few of the baskets destroyed and it doesn't affect your overall outcome that badly, because the other investments that you have will give you enough gains to cover any of the losses. I do enjoy buying index funds on the dip, though. VT, Vanguard Total World Index on the dip, is my favorite. I get off to it. I get sprung. I always tell people I get sprung. I gotta get sprung, man. As gay as that sounds. I got a problem, folks.
A real-world example of this is any stock with therapeutics in its name. The core thing you should know about investing is that sometimes taking on more risk increases your expected return. Let's start with cash. Cash in your wallet or cash in the bank is very reliable. However, the trade-off is that your money just sits there with a 0% yearly return, while inflation is making your money 2 to 3% less valuable every year. Inflation will be here forever. You should expect inflation to never go away. In 2077, assuming Chipotle still exists, a Chipotle burrito will be about $50 or more. And it's not even a question, it's a guarantee. Come back to this video in 2077 and you can verify that. So if you're not earning at least a 2 to 3% return every year, the purchasing power of your money is going down. You can increase your expected return a little more with bonds and treasuries. When you buy a bond, you're lending money to usually a government or a company for a long...
I like bonds, but bonds don't have... Bonds are just... Look, I don't like the fact that the principal doesn't increase really that much, and yields are pretty low, right? Look, I love dividends, but dividends at least grow over time. Bonds do not. That's my problem with bonds. Dividend stocks are amazing, in my opinion, but bonds, ugh. I have them in my portfolio, don't get me wrong. I'm just not the biggest fan. I do talk down about bonds. My biological stepson is in the house with the baby oil. Eric M. says, if this 50-year mortgage thing comes to fruition, I see a lot of people being able to really achieve generational wealth by owning several properties. I don't know. I think the 50-year mortgage is going to make everything more expensive. I actually don't think it's going to be a good thing. In fact, it could just make prices go higher.
Next period of time. Government bonds are not that risky, but they might be a little less liquid than money in a savings account. So for that, you're compensated with a higher return around 4%. Corporate bonds are a little riskier, but that increased risk is compensated with an increased expected return of 5 or even 6-7%.
You can unlock more than ever with the American Express Platinum Card. Access over 35...
Generally considered to be the best risk to reward ratio is the stock market. Historically, the total United States stock market has returned about 10% a year. And even if you think US companies are overvalued right now, current projections still calculate the expected return to be about 8 to 9% per year in the long term. One of the easiest and most optimal ways to capture these returns is to buy a total market index fund that holds a giant basket of stocks.
Yep, the VT, baby. Or the VTI, which is holds the total U.S. stock market, and the VT holds 60% of the U.S. stock market, and then 40% of it is 60% of the VT, for example, holds the 60% of it is the entire U.S. market, and then 40% of it is as much of the international market as can be crammed in there. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm sorry, I can't even speak today.
For example, VTI is an index fund made by Vanguard that holds 3,500 US stocks, which is basically every single US stock that you can buy. It's important to know that they're weighted by market cap.
Yep.
Market cap is the...
And he's going to explain it here in a second, but market cap weighting is a good thing because basically, in this example, NVIDIA has a really, really large market cap, the largest out of all of them. So it's going to take up a good chunk of the portfolio of the fund, if that makes sense. We'll have him explain it.
Share price of a company times the number of available shares, and this can be thought of as the amount you would have to pay in theory if you wanted to buy and own the company 100% for yourself. Inside this index fund, and most index funds, the majority of your money will be invested into companies with really high market caps. For example, according to Vanguard's website, if you put $10,000 into the VTI index fund, $713 would go into NVIDIA, $612 into Apple, $587 into Microsoft, and $350 into Amazon. But then smaller companies like T-Mobile and Starbucks only get $14.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these companies, for example, may be in that fund, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the money that you put in is going to go equally to each and every single company in the fund. You know what I mean? Not all companies are created equal. And if it's market cap weighted, it's actually better, in my opinion, to have it market cap weighted instead of equally weighted. Because if everything was equally weighted, for example, let's think of the S&P 500. Take the 500th best company of the S&P 500 and take the number one best company by market cap. Have just those two companies in a fund and make it 50-50 even. That wouldn't be fair. And I'll tell you why that wouldn't be fair. And it wouldn't be a good thing. Because you want the companies that have the higher market cap to take up as much of the ETF as it can. So having a higher amount of money put towards the higher weighted company is the best way to do it. Not financial advice, obviously. It's for educational entertainment purposes only. Not financial advice. But ET says extra income, 6-7%. Yeah, 6 to 7. Oh. Yeah, something like that.
This might seem too concentrated in a few big companies. This may lead you to look around for other ETFs to invest in. ETFs are baskets of stocks that you can invest in with just one ticker symbol. Many have themes or specific objectives, like small cap index funds, mid cap index funds, value ETFs, factor, growth, equal weight, sector specific, gold, Bitcoin, double leveraged, triple leveraged, quadruple leveraged, bonds, income.
I didn't know there was a quadruple leveraged ETF. Actually, I didn't know those existed. I thought 3x was the. I thought 3x was the best, but that's crazy.
Actively managed ETFs that promise to beat the market or lower risk. While some of these can be wise investments to be more diversified, some are a bit more questionable. At the end of the day, though, all that matters is the total return you get. And if your questionable ETF outperforms a total market cap weighted low cost index fund, then good for you. Just know though, that's much easier to panic sell an investment that you know is questionable and risky versus an investment that's already been proven to work over time. It might feel pretty easy to beat an index fund by YOLOing all your money into individual big tech stocks, or even stocks where the graph just looks right. The problem comes from trying to replicate that every single year for a long time. You may beat the index one year, but if you want to beat it 40 years in a row, it's virtually impossible. Or it is possible, you're just not going to do it. If you have money you want to invest in stocks, put it in a portfolio that will cover the entire stock market, even international stocks, and to protect yourself in bad times, also some bonds. It'll feel risky, especially.
This is a smart video, man. I'm loving this video. But yeah, no, I think he's absolutely correct. Own the entire market. Own the Vanguard Total World Index. It's great. Own the VTI. Own the VXUS. You can combine those two together. Or, if you do want to own the whole world, you'll own the whole world if you own the VTI and the VXUS. You could have just those two ETFs and you'd be fine for the equities markets. And it's good to have a bond index fund as well. The BND is pretty sexy. It's a Vanguard one. I like that one. Alternatively, VT is the entire world market. And it's a beautiful ETF, by the way. VT is one of my favorite ETFs to swing trade because swing trading the volatility of that ETF can be very rewarding. It's pretty predictable. Eventually it goes up, traditionally speaking. It's not always a guarantee, but traditionally speaking, it goes right back up.
Especially since your portfolio value will swing up and down. Over the long term, that risk is compensated by an expected annual return that is much higher than anything you can get anywhere else. Lastly, if you're going to hold an ETF for a long time, make sure to choose something with low fees.
Low expense ratio, baby.
Expense ratios. Because those fees compound.
I love low expense ratios. The VT, for example, has a 0.06% expense ratio, and what that essentially means, for every $10,000 you invest, only $6 of that goes to the fund itself. So you're only losing $6 out of 10,000. That's a pretty good deal in my opinion, considering that they are giving you the ability to be diversified without paying an arm and a leg. That sounds like a good deal to me. It sounds like a hell of a deal to me, if you ask me. But let's keep going.
Over time. The stock market is very easy to predict. Some people will beat the market index's returns for 1 or 2 years in a row. Some people will lose everything trying to beat it, and then they'll borrow money to try and make back what they lost, and then lose that too. Other people will forget for years that they even have an investment account, but still outperform 99% of the day traders who think investing can replace a job. You don't want to be a day trader, you want to be the person who makes day traders mad. Anyway,
I will admit you don't. So here's the thing. I disagree with some principle of this video because he's saying you could either be a day trader or a long-term investor. Truth be told, that's actually not painting a full picture. You can be a swing trader and you could be an effective one. By the way, I'm not selling you guys a course. It's the way I said that sounded like I was about to sell you guys a course, because the way I was talking, I was like, don't worry, there is another way. Swing trading is good, in my opinion. I like swing trading the VT, for example, the Vanguard Total World Index. The reason I swing trade it is because there is volatility, right? And if Vanguard Total World Index starts going lower, I'm going to buy the dip because I keep money on standby in my brokerage account to buy dips. And then when it goes back up, I sell, I trickle buy and I trickle sell. So I trickle buy when VT dips and I trickle sell on the upswing. I make sure that I'm always in a position to profit at all times. And that's kind of the goal. Profit, man. Profit as much as you can. It's the main thing, man. You gotta profit. Oh yeah. You gotta profit right now. Oh, man. We're already 42 minutes into this. I'm digging it.
That helped in collecting donations in the form of subscribes to fund the next video.
The thing is, I actually I like this YouTube channel. It's called Easy Actually. Once again, this channel is called Easy Actually. So the title of this video is called Investing is Easy Actually, and I wanted to do a reaction to this video. I think it's a fabulous video. And no, I'm not transitioning Super K. I know I look like the kind of guy who would. But yeah, what do you guys think about that video? I think it was pretty good. I know I interrupted the video obviously quite a few times. It's not the best reaction. I'm not very good at reacting to videos. I am no Asmund Gould, unfortunately. But I'm the next best thing. That's pretty cool. I really do love watching Asmund, though. He's an interesting fella. Oh, I gotta pop my neck somehow. Oh. Beverly Hills, that's where I want to be. Living in Beverly Hills. Now, so like I said, the video made it seem like you only had two choices: become a day trader or become a long-term investor. Look, I'm 80% of my portfolio is long-term investments I'm not going to touch. I let the dividends come in from those investments, and I do whatever the hell I want with the dividends. Most of the time, I reinvest the dividends into something else. I invest in some other ETF with those dividends, or I just pay bills that I need to pay. But 20% of my portfolio, 20% of it is swing traded, straight up. 20% is swing traded. And that for me is the way to go. It's not for everybody. Obviously, I love swing trading. It's kind of fun. I love the ups and downs of the market. It's kind of calming. I love red days more than anything. I don't like green days as much. I mean, don't get me wrong. Green days are nice so I could sell a little bit up. But when it goes back down, I love buying that dip on the way down, man. I enjoy it. I got a problem. Oh, man. Crypto markets are going up like crazy. As you all know, I do believe that crypto is grifto. But let's take a look and see what the grifto markets are doing. Let's take a look-see. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. No, yeah. So scared of breaking it that you won't let it bend. And I wrote 200 letters I won't ever send. Sometimes these cuts are so much deeper than they seem. You'd rather cover up, I'd rather let them bleed. So let me be, and I'll set you free. Oh yeah, I am in misery. There ain't nobody who can comfort me. Oh yeah, why won't you answer me? The silence is slowly killing me. Oh yeah, girl, you really got me bad. You really got me bad. I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back, yeah. Your salty skin and how it mixes in with mine. The way it feels to be completely intertwined. It's not that I didn't care, it's that I didn't know. It's not what I didn't feel, it's what I didn't show. So let me be, and I'll set you free. Oh yeah, I am in misery. There ain't nobody who can comfort me. Oh yeah, why won't you answer me? The silence is slowly killing me. Oh yeah. Girl, you really got me bad. You really got me bad. I'm gonna get you back. Gonna get you back, yeah. You say your faith is shaking. You may be mistaken. What's up, Nate? How you doing, G-Dog? You may be mistaken to keep me wide awake and waiting for the sun. I'm desperate and confused, so far away from you. I'm getting there, I don't care where I have to roam. Why do you do what you do to me, yeah? Why won't you answer me, yeah? Why do you do what you do to me, yeah? Oh, dude, what the hell, dude? YouTube needs to stop blocking your shit, Tim. I'm getting pissed. YouTube needs to stop blocking that shit. No, seriously, though. YouTube blows my mind sometimes, man. They are freaking crazy at YouTube, man. Insane. Amazing. Oh shit, Tim Smith says easy actually reaction. Actually, give me an easy erection. Oh my god. OMG. Tim Smith wants an easy erection, but little does he know that I am standing right at the door. Tim, my man, dude. I love it when Tim Smith is on, man. We got Tim Smith in the house tonight. We got a lot of people in the house tonight. Hell yeah. Killing it, dude. Killing it. Duh. Winning. Buy winning. Are you guys buy winning? We're all buy winning, man. I'm buy winning. I win here and I win there. What Tim Smith doesn't realize is that he is sprung for no reason. Tim Smith says he bought a telescope so he could track Bitcoin's journey tonight. Hey, Bitcoin is going up, granted. I still think it's gambling Ponzi money, but you know what? If you guys are making money off of it, I ain't gonna argue with you on it. Joey B. Joey B on my D. Oh, on my D, on my D, on my D. Joe Burrow's the man, dude. They call me witty. P. Diddy, yo. I need P. Diddy. I need P. Diddy, yo. I need P. Diddy, let's go. I need P. Diddy, let's go. I need P. Diddy, yo. I need P. Diddy, let's go. I need P. Diddy, yo. Diddy time, everybody get that. How high is Bitcoin right now? So we're going to go on Robinhood. We're going to look up Bitcoin. Oh my God. SBIT right now is at $39.04 a share. I'm going to buy right now. $39.04. You got it. One share, $39.04. We're buying at $39.04, people on the SBIT. Can we get the SBIT for $39.04? Man, the SBIT went down so hard. Oh shit, I was able to buy it. That did not take long to fulfill. So the great thing about the overnight market is sometimes there are just great opportunities in which you could buy anything you really want. I love the overnight markets, man. They make my dreams come true. And they make me think about you. So Tim Smith says, I once bit someone for $50, so $34 is a good deal. Tim Smith is a very wise man, everybody. A very, very wise man. Don't underestimate the wisdom of the Tim Smith. Damn, man, it dropped so hard. Oh. I'm so hard. So Tim Smith is a biter. Tim Smith is not just only a fighter. My man is a biter. My man is biting. He's clawing. He's ready to roll. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rivals. Now, Bitcoin, my click coin. Let's take a look here. Bitcoin is climbing the ladder. Oh my God, 7.57% gain today, and it's only climbing further. Bitcoin is currently at $93,603. Okay, crypto bros. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that Michael Saylor is your daddy, even though Michael Saylor predicted this would be at $150,000 per coin, but whatever. Tim Smith says breaking. Jim Cramer says Michael Saylor will crush MSTR short sellers. I will admit, I am betting against Bitcoin, not Michael Penis, not Michael Penis, geez. Micro Wiener strategies. No, Michael Saylor. Look, Michael Saylor is, I don't know. He's an interesting fella, to say the least, and I still think that Michael Saylor might be the biggest grifter of all time. There's a lot of evidence to support that he might be. A lot of evidence to support that he may not be. I think he is. There's a lot of evidence to support that Michael Saylor is the biggest grifter of all time. But we all know that Michael Saylor is the GOAT, clearly, obviously. And we just got to accept it. We're living in Michael Saylor's world, man. Michael Saylor, Michael Saylor, I love Michael Saylor, he makes me so horny. Michael Saylor, Michael Saylor, he makes me so horny. Michael Saylor. Bitcoin is king, everybody. Bitcoin is king. By the way, I found out just recently, we're going to read this together. Strongman Personal Finance did a video or a live stream on this earlier. I feel it's my obligation and my duty to look up the 21 principles or 21 commandments of Bitcoin. 21 Bitcoin, Michael Saylor. He made some bullshit. Oh, yes, the 21 rules of Bitcoin, the greatest grifter of all time, Michael Saylor created the 21 rules of Bitcoin. What a piece of shit. What a piece of garbage. I think that this is sad, but we're going to overview this. So this was on Michael Saylor's Twitter page. And we're going to look over this. I'm very disappointed in this. Thank you, ET. I appreciate it. Earthly McLiving, thank you so much, my brony brother. Don't like and subscribe. So we're going to look at some Michael Saylor corn. This disgusts me, man. Let's go to Michael.com. The 21 rules of Bitcoin. Are you guys ready to embrace the 21 rules and be gay like me and Michael Saylor? All right. I'm trying to find ways to zoom into this. Hold on. It's not really letting me zoom into this the way that I want to. Hold on. Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor's 21 Rules of Bitcoin. This is so freaking lame. Oh, here we go. Michael Saylor's 21 Rules of Bitcoin. What a grifter, dude. I want to see the illustrations, though. It's nothing without illustrations. I want to see these stupid things. I just want to view the image. Okay, copy image address, paste it into here. Here we go. Can we zoom in now? Can I zoom into Michael frickin' Grifter Saylor's BS? All right. So Major General Tao says Strongman roasted this hard. That's exactly why I saw part of his video and I didn't want to watch the whole thing because I wanted to give my own take and analysis on the 21 rules of Bitcoin. This is so stupid, by the way. This is so flippin' dumb. I'm angry. I'm actually, just like Strongman Personal Finance, I'm upset by this. And it makes me sick. All right. So Michael Saylor's legendary rule number 1. Those who understand buy Bitcoin. Those who don't criticize Bitcoin. So here's the thing. What if I understand Bitcoin and I bought Bitcoin, which I did, by the way, and what if I also understand Bitcoin, but I also criticize Bitcoin for having no intrinsic value? Tell me that. Because I got into Bitcoin real early. I never sold, and I just bet against it because I think it's stupid. I was young and dumb when I bought Bitcoin. I'm glad I didn't sell it because it's a way for me to hedge. So I still bet against Bitcoin because I know it's a heaping pile of trash. But don't tell me that I don't understand it because I criticize it. I am a hedge fund guy at this point. And honestly, Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. And the sad part is because I understand Bitcoin, I know it's a heaping pile of fucking trash. Let's keep going. I could roast this list all day. By the way, this is Michael Saylor's 21 rules of 21 rules of 21 rules of Bitcoin. Sorry. I want to call it 21 rules of retardation, but let's see. At number 2, everyone is against Bitcoin before they are for it. You know, the irony is I was for Bitcoin before I went against it. Let's reread this. It says everyone is against Bitcoin before they are for it. The irony was when I heard about Bitcoin, I thought it was really cool. I was for it. And now I'm against it. I still own Bitcoin, by the way, but I bet against it very heavily using the S-Bit. This is insanely stupid. Yo, stupid bitch. Yo, stupid bitch. Anyway, at number 3, you will never be done learning about Bitcoin. Oh, trust me. I've learned all I need to know about it. And I have studied it, by the way. Sure, there's probably parts about the software that I'm not fully aware of. But the principles of Bitcoin still don't give Bitcoin intrinsic value. That's the point we all try to make to you, Michael Saylor. But you're an arrogant, ignorant fool. The irony is, Michael Saylor is not intelligent about Bitcoin. He's arrogant about Bitcoin. He can't see past the fact that he got lucky. He made a gamble with Micro Wiener Strategies money back in the day, and he got lucky. It doesn't mean that everybody else that'll get into Bitcoin will be a millionaire. Even if they hodl. You got to hodl like Michael frickin' Saylor, dude. Oh my God. This is the roast of the ages, man. Major General Tao says Saylor is actually a smart guy, but he's using his powers to mislead thousands of American young men who should be developing skills and creating businesses. Absolutely. He's basically encouraging young men to become stupid gamblers and think that Bitcoin is a way out. Look, betting against Bitcoin has been a really good moneymaker for me, honestly. Me being contrarian to this Ponzi scheme has been a real moneymaker for me. But let's continue. At number 4, Bitcoin is powered by chaos. Holy flipping crap. Let's take a second here. Bitcoin is powered by chaos? Bitcoin is powered by gamblers. Let's rephrase that. Bitcoin is powered by gamblers. Can we get a rewrite on this, please? I repeat, number 4, Bitcoin is powered by gamblers, which are chaotic. So yes, actually Bitcoin is powered by chaos because gamblers are chaotic individuals who have lost their way in life and are drifting and grifting pretty hard. At number 5, Bitcoin is the only game in the casino that we can all win. No, that is the biggest lie ever. Bitcoin plays by the rules of the greater fool theory. Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. It has no real world use case, and truly nobody wants it. The only reason people have it and the only reason people trade it is because they're hoping that some other moron is going to pay a higher price for the moronic digital currency that they purchased. Bitcoin is grifter currency, and any price is too high of a price to put on it. Any price is too high of a price to put on Bitcoin. And what up, Major General Tao? Major General Tao says, Saylor doesn't contribute anything productive to society. Unfortunately, Americans will have to beat inflation by sound money policy and becoming much more productive. I'm not going to lie. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I agree with that 100%, dude. I don't know how I could disagree with that. Beautifully said, man. Beautifully said. But yeah, no, the thing is, dude, it's just, ugh. I'm going to reply to that. That's a beautiful comment. Thank you, brother. Give me a second. Yeah, so I'm going to type a message real quick on here. The best way to beat inflation is through stocks and real estate. Not financial advice, people. You know, honestly, the more I read this, the more cult-like this feels, right? Doesn't this feel all a little too culty to you guys? There's something about the way Michael Saylor presents this that just feels like it's got to be part of a cult. Let's keep reading this, though. Hold on. So here's the thing. The reason that Bitcoin is a game that... I'm sorry, there's a lot more bag holders than there are success stories. Trust me. The bag holders are too ashamed to admit that they lost money, or they forgot they lost their money because they're gamblers. Look, at anybody who gets into crypto of any kind, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's Ethereum, whether it's Dogecoin, doesn't matter. All it's gambling. It's just pure play gambling. And you got to admit you're a gambler. And look... I bet against Bitcoin because I know it's a Ponzi scheme, and I know that gamblers have paper hands, as the Wall Street Bets people would say, paper hands. And it's stupid. Anyway, Bitcoin is the only game in the casino that we can all win. No, it is basically, it's stupid people roulette. It's roulette for stupid people who don't realize it's roulette. It's idiotic. Bitcoin is a gamble. It is a grift. It is BS. It is crap. Can I sing to you again? Yes. I'm Mr. Brightside. I'm coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. Started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's phoning a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now let me go. All right, anyway, Major General Tao says also recommend having a business where you can set and adjust your prices. Yes. One of the reasons I own a lot of different stocks is because a lot of those companies can set and adjust their own prices based on the price of manufacturing, for example. So for Coca-Cola can raise its prices whenever it needs to, if it needs to. And usually it's because of inflation, because it maybe costs more to get aluminum or whatever. There's a lot of variables that go into it. But either way, Coca-Cola is an amazing company. There's plenty of amazing companies, but Coca-Cola is my favorite. I talk about them so much. Fidesz_cheats says, go to sleep, please, bro. My brony brother, you know, and I know that I can't do that. Bitcoin, my click coin. At number 6, we have... Bitcoin won't protect you if you don't wear armor. The armor what? Holy shit, dude. This is a cult. This is a stupid fucking cult. You guys, what we are witnessing is a dumb, stupid cult. The kind of which I'm not even too sure how I could describe it anymore without getting angry. Honestly, the more I read about Michael Saylor, the more I just want to punch the guy. And I don't want to actually punch the dude, but I'm not going to lie. The desire is kind of there. Okay. What a dirty grifter. What a dirty grifter this Michael Saylor man is. I'm Mr. Brightside. I'm coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. Started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. All right, here we go. So number 7 is Bitcoin is the one thing in the universe that you can truly own. Holy effing crap. Can you stop lying to me, please? That is the biggest lie I've ever fucking seen. I'm going to repeat what rule number 7 of Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is the one thing in the universe that you can truly own. That is effing BS. You don't own anything. It all exists within the algorithm that is set up. You don't physically own Bitcoin. I can own gold. I can have a bar of gold and put it in a safe. That is mine. I own that. Bitcoin, you have Bitcoin is the illusion of ownership. I repeat, Bitcoin is the illusion of ownership. It is not ownership. It is the illusion of ownership. Do not tell me that Bitcoin is the one thing in the universe that you can own. That better that you could truly own, because I'm sorry, you don't even own it, even when you buy it. Whew, I'm getting heated, you guys. I'm getting fucking heated, dude. I'm getting pissed. Okay, so Major General Tao says a physical casino contributes more to society than MicroStrategy. Still a net negative, but they have food, shows, etc. At least it's a place of entertainment. I mean, dude, Michael Saylor has turned Bitcoin into a total cult. This is a cult. Michael Saylor is trying to become the leader of the Bitcoin cult, and it's got to stop somehow. Fidesz Cheat says, but why? You are live for so long, you have to sleep. I love going live, and I do sleep, by the way. I do sleep. Major General Tao says we need to attack the heart of this falsehood. Exactly. Major General Tao also says, yes, Michael Saylor, I need you to own it for me in a middleman custody wallet. Major General Tao's on to something, man. Anyway, let's keep looking here. Rule number 7 actually made me... If there was one rule that made me the angriest so far, it's number 7. Now, there's probably going to be another rule that enrages me even more to read it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Michael Saylor. At number 8, everyone gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve. What the fuck does that mean? No, seriously, what does that mean? So everyone gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve. Okay, so if you get into Bitcoin too late, let's say you get Bitcoin at $150,000, and then suddenly it drops to $20,000. Like, what does that actually mean, the price they deserve? That is so retarded. I'm sorry, that is stupid. That is ridiculous. I am very upset by that statement. Everyone gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve. Can somebody explain this to me, please? What am I missing here? At the price they deserve. I am so angry at Michael Saylor right now. Like, the arrogance of this man to put out this stupid fucking list. I mean, this list makes me legitimately... I am angry right now. Like, I haven't been this upset in a while, but this is stupid. I don't know how Strongman got through this entire list. I mean, I can't even believe I'm looking at this. Like, I am sick to my stomach. This is nasty, dude. This makes me sick. I want to just throw up. I want to throw up on Michael Saylor's balls right now, dude. I want to throw up on Michael Saylor's balls so flippin' hard right now, dude. Mateo says, where can we donate? Yeah, if you could, feel free to give me a super chat or send me a virtual gift, Mateo. I'm okay with either. I'm very open about that. I love virtual gifts. I love super chats. I am homosexual. Major General Tao says, WTF, and he says by the top, where sharps are cold-blooded buying the crash. What? I'm so angry right now. I'm so angry at Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor is a disgusting man. He seriously makes me angry. Anyway, if anybody wants to give me a happy poop yum yum, that'll make me feel better. I think the happy poop yum yum gifts are worth more than Bitcoin intrinsically. At number 9, oh my flipping God. Only buy Bitcoin with the money you can't afford to lose. Michael Saylor might be the biggest grifter of all time. Sorry, guys. I need a moment. Sorry. I need a moment. Thousands of American men bought the top. Yep. Major General Tao says, bro is inverted on his church of Bitcoin. Michael Saylor is the founder of a publicly traded company called MicroStrategy. He lives in Virginia. He turned his company, yes, into a Bitcoin treasury. So they hold Bitcoin instead of delivering goods and services. It's so stupid, man. And Fidesz, everybody on here needs to love Major General Tao. Because, honestly, he does make this show more interesting. I love his commentary. So, absolutely, man. But yeah, Michael Saylor is an upsetting individual. This is just blowing my mind. I'm shaking reading number 9. Only buy Bitcoin with the money you can't afford to lose. Really? Not financial advice, by the way. If you are stupid enough to put your life savings into Bitcoin, you are a moron. Okay, let's keep going. At number 10, tickets to Escape the Matrix are priced in Bitcoin. Oh. I'm not going to lie. When I saw Strongman was doing a reaction to this, I had to react to. I didn't actually see Strongman's reaction, so I'm not actually influenced by Strongman's reaction. And all this is new to me, by the way. This entire list is brand new to me. And I got to admit, the more I read this list, the more happy I am betting against Bitcoin. Honestly, this justifies my short position in Bitcoin. Major General Tao says, bro, buy the dip, bro. I'm smart. Bro pulled chip from his inventory, the dollar. Yeah. Hey, have a good night, Fidesz. I'm not wearing any condiments tonight. Sorry, you guys. Bro, buy the top, bro. I'm so smart, says Major General Tao. That's the best Michael Saylor impression anybody can do. Michael Saylor. We love Michael Saylor on this channel. We're so gay for him. God, Michael Saylor might be the biggest piece of garbage on the planet. Guy's a grifter, dude. Guy is a grifter, my sifter, dude. Cause I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. Michael Saylor, I love you. Michael Saylor. Cause we love Michael Saylor. Okay. Number 10, he says, tickets to escape the matrix are priced in Bitcoin. You know what? If you buy Bitcoin, you're not escaping the matrix. You're staying. In fact, you're going into the matrix. You are willingly going into the matrix if you own Bitcoin. This is the irony of this list. This might be the most ironic list of all time. And I don't even think my boy Michael Saylor realizes how fucking ironic this whole list is. Major General Tao says your reaction is great. You're bringing up unique points. Imagine if a guy like this ran monetary policy. It could be absolutely devastating. Dude, I am so happy that Michael Saylor is not the head of the Fed. Because if Michael Saylor was the head of the Federal Reserve, we'd be like, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Let's replace the US dollar with BT fucking C. Okay, I went a little crazy there. Sorry, guys. There's something about Michael Saylor that just makes me so flipping angry. Anyway. Okay. At number 11, we're only at number 11 of 21, and I'm already like, I feel like I need therapy. I usually don't think I need therapy, but after reading this asinine list, I feel like I need therapy. Let's keep going. Bitcoin Insight is restricted by... Hold on. So Bitcoin Insight is restricted to those with a need to know. What? Dude, this list is retarded. This is so fucking I can't believe it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm so angry. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, anyway, so this list sucks, by the way. This list is flipping terrible. Random player, I know you love Bitcoin, but man, I'm sorry, it's a Ponzi scheme. I'm glad you made a lot of money off of it. I really am. I'm glad you're successful. I really like it when I see people successful, but I'm not going to lie. Even though you've been successful, there have been plenty of flippin' bag holders. And that's great. The fact that you became a Bitcoin millionaire is fantastic, and I honestly think that's incredible. But at the same time, Bitcoin is still a Ponzi scheme. So let's see. At number 12, all your models will be destroyed. All your base are belong to us. All your base, base. All your base are belong to us. All your base, base. All your base are belong to us. All I hear is bye, bye, bye. Oh, crap. So the thing is, when people like me and Peter Schiff in Strongman Personal Finance are against Bitcoin, it just makes the Bitcoin shills want to buy even harder. And good for them. It is, Samuel Westall says it's a sugar-coated turd. Exactly. That's exactly what Bitcoin is. It's garbage. It's hot garbage. All your models will be destroyed. I have no idea what that fucking means. What models? The fact that I believe that Bitcoin is a fucking Ponzi scheme, that it's a net negative to society, and it's a waste of energy to try to mine something that is created by one person or multiple people. Bitcoin sucks, is what I'm trying to say, and I'm tired of people putting it on this pedestal to be something that it isn't. People are trying to convince you, like Michael Saylor is trying to convince you that a lie is the truth. Now, Michael Saylor would say that I'm a liar and I bring fear, uncertainty, and doubt to the community of Bitcoin. FUD. Well, guess what? Bitcoin in its nature is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There's the fear that you don't know what price it's going to be. There's the uncertainty. You're just pretty uncertain what fucking price it's going to be. I mean, it's pretty certain, actually. I'll take that back. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There is one certainty with Bitcoin, is that eventually it's going to go to zero or near zero because it has an intrinsic value of 0. Major General Tao says the fact that Saylor wrote this actually exposed that his IQ is about 115. He tries so hard to make people think he's galaxy brain. Valt Carter says shitcoin. Absolutely, dude. Major General Tao says, I would like to say that money is a derivative of production, not the other way around. Yeah, so my problem is that Michael Saylor literally thinks, he legitimately thinks, that Bitcoin is gold. He thinks that Bitcoin is digital gold. I'm sorry. To say that Bitcoin is digital gold is the most inaccurate and disgusting statement I've ever heard. That is a disgusting act by Michael Saylor, quoted by Joe Buck, fictionally, allegedly. Number 13, the cure to economic ill is the orange pill. Michael Saylor needs to get off Adderall. I think that's the problem here. I don't know what sort of drugs Michael Saylor's on, but my greatest assumption would be Adderall. And if he is on Adderall, I don't know if he is or not, but if he is, he needs to get the F off of it. He needs to get off his high horse. He needs to stop turning Bitcoin into a cult, because this guy reminds me so much of a cult leader. He wants to be a cult leader so bad. That's the only assumption I can make off of this. At number 14, be for Bitcoin, not against fiat. Okay. I'm for neither. Sound money is gold and silver, right? Sound money is the dollar being backed by gold and silver. That's sound money. Decentralized private Ponzi money like Bitcoin is not sound money. I'm not for Bitcoin, and I'm not for fiat either. Look, I'm not for the dollar. I'm not for Bitcoin. What I am for is for backing the dollar with gold, because it makes sense. Because the dollar is worthless. You need a real backing. Back the dollar by gold, and it will be respected by the world. Also, Bitcoin is stupid. It's stupid. There's nothing intrinsically valuable about Bitcoin. There just isn't. And I really am angry. Like, this isn't as much of an act as you would think. It seems like an act, don't get me wrong. But I am legitimately pissed that Michael Saylor, in his arrogant wisdom, put this out. Okay, we're on to the home stretch. We're on Rule 15. Let's read the comments real quick. I'm gonna need a Xanax, dude. I'm gonna need prescription drugs after reading this. Like, I'm gonna need something. I need something. High 715 says the intrinsic value is in its public perception. That is, public perception is the exact opposite of intrinsic value. You are a fool. High 715, you are an effing fool. Do you understand me? Public perception is not intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is its qualities. What can it do? What can it produce? What does it do? Gold, for example, is a great conductor. It has several usefulness. It has several utilities to it. There are several things it could be used for. It could be used in jewelry. If you look at Bitcoin as a pure product, what can it do? Nothing. It's a string of fucking data. It's a string of damn data, okay? Anyway, let's keep going. I'm sorry, I'm getting frustrated by Michael Saylor. Tim Smith says, "Holy cow, Bitcoin about to hit $94,000. That sucks." Actually, I'm going to bet against it. Tim Smith, I love you, bro, but I'm betting against Bitcoin, man. I'm betting against it. Michael Saylor, I'm going to give Michael Saylor the middle finger. Okay, so I was able to buy SBIT at $39.04 just a little bit ago. SBIT is currently at $38.57, so $38.57 per share. Yeah, let's get a little more SBIT. We all know that Bitcoin at the end of the day is what? Clickcoin. Exactly. But Tim Smith is saying that Bitcoin's about to go to 94,000. Look, I got into Bitcoin early. I'll admit it. I was young, dumb, and full of cum. I got into Bitcoin early. It was a problem, man. Major General Tao says, Samuel, I understand what you meant. Volk Carter says, the mysterious pseudonymous founder of Bitcoin that goes by the name Satoshi Nakamoto vanished from the digital world mysteriously in 2010. It is weird. We never heard from Satoshi ever again. I think Satoshi was a burner account. Major General Tao says, I want to see his company tank so bad. I mean, I'm not going to lie. SBIT. Major General Tao says Garza is so tilted by Saylor right now. I am so fucking angry. I have not been this angry at Michael Saylor in a long time. And Michael Saylor does make me mad. I get very, very angry. Hi 715, you are incorrect. Just because the citizens all agree, by the way, if the citizens agree that something is worth something, it doesn't mean that it's correct. We all agree, the globe agrees that the dollar is the reserve currency, but what is the dollar? It's worthless. All currencies are worthless if they're not backed by gold and frickin' silver. And stop saying no like you're a Frenchman. Consider why regulations are now being implemented. I don't know why regulations are being implemented. Can you consider that Bitcoin is actually a Ponzi scheme and that what you're participating in is trading digital strings of frickin' data? And that you're a con artist if you promote Bitcoin? I think you're a con artist if you promote Bitcoin. I really do. I think that you're no different than a snake oil salesman, and what everybody's selling is digital snake oil. Bitcoin is not money. I repeat, Bitcoin is not money. It is not sound money. It is digital mold, not digital gold. What a cop-out. Bitcoin is the ultimate cop-out. It's private money. It's capped at 21 million. But gold keeps getting mined. Bitcoin has limited supply of only... Tim, the only reason, I'm going to tell you this right now, the only reason that Bitcoin has a limited supply is not because reality put those limitations on it. You know who put those limitations on it? The people who programmed Bitcoin. The scarcity of Bitcoin was programmed by a man, not by reality. Okay? I also want to say another thing, Tim. I love you, brother, but Bitcoin is grifter currency. I don't care if there's 21 million of it, 10 million, 100 million Bitcoin. I don't care how many Bitcoin there are. At the end of the day, you're owning a string of data. That string of data isn't backed by anything of real value. It's a currency. I think it's more of a digital collectible instead of a digital currency, if I'm going to be quite honest. Look, I love the software behind Bitcoin. I think it's fascinating. But here's the problem. Bitcoin is open source. That is its Achilles heel, is the fact that anybody can copy Bitcoin. Anybody can make their own Bitcoin networks. For instance, when Bitcoin's open source code was revealed to the world, anybody could copy it. Anybody could, like Ethereum was created, Solana was created, Doge, Shiba, all those garbage cryptocurrencies, right? Cryptocurrency in itself is a Ponzi scheme. And honestly, guys like Michael Saylor are turning Bitcoin into a ridiculous, stupid cult in which it should not be worshipped. It's a digital collectible. Here's the thing. Is there really a difference at the end of the day between an NFT and Bitcoin? There are differences, obviously, but at the end of the day, they're just strings of data. They're just simply digital collectibles, and they're worth nothing. Nothing. They have zero intrinsic value. Now, obviously, the market value is going to tell you something different right now. But just because the market is delusional doesn't mean that you have to be. So just because Michael Saylor is a stupid, delusional nutbag, and I don't like Michael Saylor. I talk about him being my biological stepdad. But I don't care. Anyway. Corey, what's up, my man? I'm very angry about these 21 rules of Bitcoin that the grifter cult leader Michael Saylor put out. I'm just so fucking angry right now. Major General Tao says I would be interested in... I'm shaking, man. I'm shaking. I would be interested in a currency backed by real estate, commodities, and stocks. A currency... Yeah, here's the thing, man. I guess that would be kind of cool. But at the same time, I just say ditch the... I don't even care about currencies. Like, I own stocks. I own... real estate investment trusts. I own commodities. I own things that are actually valuable. And currencies, physical or digital, are not valuable. I own stocks. I own like I said, I own real estate investment trusts, but that's different. Anyway, Tim Smith says, my plan is to keep my strategy CC ETF through one more upcycle, sell most of it, keep a small amount as part of my portfolio moving forward. It sometimes drops 60% in share price, too volatile for me. Yes, exactly. Here's the thing, man. Micro wiener strategies, if that's the one that you're talking about, or any sort of... are you talking about the cryptocurrency ETF? Okay. Your strategy, your Michael Saylor. I'm sorry, I can't speak right now. I got to get in a better frame of mind. Michael Saylor's ruining my brain, dude. Corey says, Corey just found out that a dude from his platoon is doing full armor MMA. Been watching one. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Full armor? Like, they're actually in armor and doing mixed martial arts? That's actually the coolest thing I've ever heard. I don't know if that makes it safer by any means, but damn, that's actually kind of dope. Holy shit. It kind of makes me feel better. Gives me hope for humanity. Okay, we're going to finish off these Michael Saylor 21 Rules of Bitcoin. We're at number 15. We're going to watch Michael Saylor turn the Ponzi scheme known as Bitcoin into a cult, essentially, with these stupid rules. Anyway, at number 15, Bitcoin is for everyone. Oh. Even the people that you say are brokies, Michael Saylor, who don't buy Bitcoin? Is it for everyone once they finally... He is such a... Dude, Michael Saylor, you suck, dude. You're a cult leader, dude. Bitcoin is for everyone. Bitcoin is... How about this? Instead of everyone, replace the word everyone with disgusting grifters. Bitcoin is for disgusting grifters. Okay, at number 16, learn to think in Bitcoin. Michael Saylor, I'm so mad at you, dude. This is the stupidest list. I don't know if you made it and endorsed it, or if somebody else made it and you endorsed it. I don't know. I have no clue, but this is disgusting. And you're turning Bitcoin into it's basically like Fight Club. What is this? Is Bitcoin now the new Fight Club? Is this it? Are human beings so destitute right now that we have to worship digital fucking currencies like Bitcoin to make us feel like we have fucking meaning in our lives? Oh, I'm sick. I'm sorry. I'm sick and I'm sickened. Learn to think in Bitcoin. How about learn to critically think like I do and think and actually critically like study Bitcoin, which I have, and realize that Bitcoin is garbage. It's hot garbage. It's a Ponzi scheme. Can we say that one more time? Ponzi scheme. It participates in greater fool theory. The assumption is that you are buying into Bitcoin, hoping that you can sell it to some other moron later on for a higher value. The problem with this is there's really no problem with that philosophy side of it. The problem is there's no underlying value. There's nothing backing Bitcoin. Bitcoin in itself is a string of data, not backed by gold, not backed by silver. It's private money. It's decentralized. There's everything wrong about Bitcoin in my mind. Everything wrong about it. Intrinsic value matters. Make intrinsic value matter again. Make it matter. Oh my God. These rules get more brain rotten over time. Number 17, you don't change Bitcoin, it changes you. You're right. It does change me. I'm sorry, you guys. This is the stupidest list I've ever read. These are the stupidest rules I've ever read. Oh. Okay. Focus. Okay, no, it's strategy covered call on the TSX. MST, okay. In the old days, so Major General Tao is saying in the old days, a person's wages after saving would actually go up in purchasing power. The United States economy was deflationary until the Civil War. Yeah. It actually used to matter. You know, it's funny. Saving Saving money used to matter when money was money, right? When we were still on the gold standard, money actually had real value. The cash that you held in your pocket back in the day had value because it was backed by something valuable like gold. You could trade those dollars in for the gold. That's what made that's why it was so lucrative. Major General Tao says, "By the top, you guys, number goes up forever." Hi 715, I'm sorry. They're not fraud-proof transactions. Are you kidding me? One mistake in sending the crypto, if you like get the wallet off in any way, ugh. Just because something is decentralized doesn't make it intrinsically valuable. Decentralization is great, but that doesn't make Bitcoin valuable. Do you guys understand what I'm saying here? That doesn't mean that Bitcoin is worth the salt in my pants. It's still just a string of data. I don't know what to say, man. Tim Smith says you need to do a reaction to Tim Dillon's trailer for the wallet. I think I've seen that one before. Yeah, I think I remember reacting to that one back in the day, and you were the one who showed me it, I think. Major General Tao says Mason production of goods and services is the only known way to get people out of poverty. Yeah. Absolutely, production's of goods and services. Okay, let's get through this list. Number 17 said you don't change Bitcoin, it changes you. Yeah, it's changed me into somebody who just hates Michael Saylor. Bitcoin has turned me into somebody who thinks that Michael Saylor might be the biggest Ponzi cult leader of all time. That's what I think. Bitcoin turned me into somebody who can't stand people who sell snake oil. Like, I couldn't stand people who sold snake oil before, but now I really can't stand anybody who sells snake oil. I can't do it, dude. Like, I like Donald Trump, for example, but his love of Bitcoin pisses me off, and I love Donald. I think he's great. Okay, so can I tell you something? These transactions that you're talking about, you're literally transacting zeros and ones. There are no actual dollars that are backing these cryptocurrencies, right? When I buy crypto on an exchange, I'm literally trading away my money to some weirdo out there, and that weirdo's giving me some strings of data. All right? Those strings of data, of course, are very easy to transmit because why? They're strings of fucking data. You guys have to know that Bitcoin is valueless, right? A sucker is born every minute. Absolutely, J-Lad. Absolutely. And the suckers are the ones who are falling for Michael Saylor's cult-like rules for Bitcoin. You know what, Mike? Instead of the Michael Saylor 21 rules of Bitcoin, I need to make the Michael Garza 21 rules of Bitcoin, anti-Bitcoin. And I'm going to AI generate this shit. At number 18, laser eyes protect you from endless lies. How gay does this get? It just gets gayer and gayer, dude. Unreal. Laser eyes protect you from endless lies. Ooh. Stupid. Number 19, respect Bitcoin or it will make a clown out of you. Oh my God. You know, the irony is the people who promote Bitcoin are the biggest clowns of them all. Take High 715, for example. Seems like you don't even understand what you are speaking about, brother. I know exactly what I'm speaking about, brother. And let me tell you something. You don't understand what you're promoting, because if you did understand it, you would come to the same conclusion that I did, that Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies are Ponzi schemes and are worthless pieces of digital trash. And you, sir, High 715, are a pure play grifter, and you're probably not even a real person. You're probably an AI bot. I'm arguing with an AI bot, probably. Oh. Of course, the blockchain protocol is what gives the supply a limit. The person who gave the limit was programmed by human beings. I'm going to repeat this. The limitations that we're speaking of in Bitcoin were programmed by human beings. Therefore, they don't matter. The scarcity is purely artificial. And here's the thing. Since there's so much competition, Bitcoin has so much competition because there's so many copycats of Bitcoin out there, that people are spreading their attention and their money into other projects. Either way, Bitcoin's going to die a fiery death because Bitcoin sucks. I'm trying not to let Michael Saylor make me angry. I'm trying to keep my cool. It's not easy right now. I'm pissed. Michael Saylor's pissing me the fuck off. I'm not going to let him control me, though, okay? Not going to let Michael Saylor control me. Yeah, I just don't think that Bitcoin's the future, man. The transaction times are really slow anyway. High 715, the transaction times, by the way, for Bitcoin are slow. And the only thing you're transacting is worthless strings of data that aren't backed by anything. And if Bitcoin really mattered and if Bitcoin really hated fiat, you wouldn't be measuring Bitcoin in the US dollar, which you guys say is fiat. By the way, US dollar sucks too. Just as a heads up. All currencies, physical and digital, suck ass. Suck ass. All right. And at number 20, you do not sell your Bitcoin. Oh. HODL. HODL. Yeah. You're telling everybody to buy and hold their Bitcoin, you freaking grifter. This is some MLM lingo, right? Bitcoin is risky. Bitcoin is grifter currency. Simple through and through. And I will laugh so hard when Bitcoin crashes to $20,000 the way it deserves to. Bitcoin deserves a fiery death because it is a bullshit asset. It's not even a real asset. There is no real scarcity in Bitcoin because the scarcity is purely artificial. If the scarcity was imposed by nature instead of a man, then it would mean something. Michael Donaldson says, "Sup, Buttercup. I'm having a mental breakdown reading the 21 Rules of Bitcoin by Michael Saylor. It's the stupidest list I've ever read. It might be the dumbest. It's basically, think of it as like the 10 Commandments, but for Bitcoin. Because Michael Saylor thinks he's a god. Michael Saylor legitimately thinks he is a god. Because he buys Bitcoin. He's a moron. Major General Tao says money is a symbol of production. Bitcoin is not used in production. Yep. Bitcoin is lazy. Bitcoin is just lazy. And it's for gamblers. At number 21, spread Bitcoin with love. Oh, with so much love. Here, everybody. Have all this worthless garbage. All this worthless digital garbage. Here you go, guys. Have all this worthless digital garbage. You can't even see it. Can't even use it. Doesn't have any real value, but I'm going to say it does because I'm a grifter. No. Sick. Michael Saylor, you're disgusting. Michael Saylor is the most disgusting, degenerate grifter I've ever seen in my life. I get this thing off my screen. Get this fucking thing off my screen. It's disgusting. I've never been more disgusted by Michael Saylor in my life. This is the straw that broke the camel's freaking back. Is this stupid list by Michael Saylor. I'm shaking, bro. I'm shaking right now. I'm angry. All right, I'm pissed. Michael Saylor is grifting like no one has ever grifted before. And in a lot of ways, I'm kind of impressed. I'm kind of impressed, man. Good job, Michael Saylor. I'm going to give you a pat on the back. Because clearly you know how to grift better than anybody I've ever seen in my life. And I'm kind of, I don't know what to say. You've turned Bitcoin into a religion. You've turned Bitcoin into Fight Club, Project Mayhem, all of the above. And for that, I'm kind of stunned. I'm kind of impressed. Like, I'm impressed. Go get yourself a beer, man. Relax. I'm just... Okay, I'm gonna eat some candy. Maybe I'll eat candy. It's probably not good for me, but... Ugh. That's just... Major General Tao says, seems like you're making excuses for Bitcoin at high 715 because you're loyal to your own bottom line and probably don't produce anything currently in society of actual value. I mean, look, I'm no better than high 715. I'll admit it. I bet against Bitcoin and I make a lot of money. I made some pretty good money betting against Bitcoin, admittedly. Because when Bitcoin crashed, oh my God, I made fuck tons. And yeah, I'm very proud of the fact that I made a butt ton. Shit, dude, Bitcoin's going up even further. Oh no. Sell, 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 buy, 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 buy. What I bought it at? Sold, 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 bought, bought, bought. Bought it at lower prices. Well, Bitcoin's going up on another bull run. You know what that means? I'm going to be... I definitely can't wait for Bitcoin to crash again. Bitcoin is the one thing that just deserves to crash. Yeah, Bitcoin went up to like $94,000, but just because Bitcoin goes up in market value doesn't mean that it has intrinsic value. There's a difference between market value and intrinsic value. Measuring the value of something matters. Like, what is the actual value of something? And the market values Bitcoin at $93,451 per Bitcoin. which is disgusting, by the way. I think we can all agree it's disgusting. That Bitcoin is Clitcoin. Bitcoin is garbage. It is grifter money. It is something that grifters do. And yeah, people are going to get back into Bitcoin. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trickle buy into the S-Bit so I can continue to bet against Bitcoin when Bitcoin goes up on another bull run. Because Bitcoin sucks. Bitcoin is Clitcoin. Bitcoin is grifter money. Bitcoin is garbage. Michael Donaldson says Bitcoin is turd. Exactly. Agreed. All cryptocurrencies are stupid, including Bitcoin. Hi 715. The sad part is these crypto bros act like they're making a point, but they're not. At the end of the day, all that you own, which you don't really own anything, is a string of data. That's all you got, is a string of flipping data. Data. I hope it makes sense to people. I really do. Michael Donaldson says gold and silver, baby. Absolutely. Gold and silver are fantastic. They make sense. They're real. They're commodities. They're great. I've tried to be patient. I've tried to be polite, but I got a job to do here. Ugh. I don't even know anymore, you guys. I don't even know. It just sucks. Na 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 na. Hey, tell me if I'm crazy, but when you go round, it's kind of amazing. Major General Tao says, I think I will do some videos about the philosophy of money. The definition of money is not clearly defined. Look, I believe that money is... Look, I will say that I think paper money is fine as long as it's backed by something that matters. Paper money backed by gold and silver is perfect. Dollars backed by gold and silver, I think, is the perfect solution. It was the perfect solution then, and I think it would be the perfect solution to resurrect again. But, you know, whatever. Nobody listens to me. The great thing about Bitcoin is the education about private money and human psychology. Yep. Maybe some frosting would cheer you up. I love my frosting, dude. Michael Donaldson, you know I love my frosting, bro. Mustard? Now you're speaking my language, G-Dog. Don't be speaking my language too much. Perhaps mustard? Hey, you're getting me all excited, you guys. Stop it. You guys are getting my bone. You guys are giving me a bone cone right now, dude. I'm excited. Icing time, dude. Everybody's getting me all riled up, dude. You guys are getting me all sprung. You guys better not be getting me so sprung right now. Stop it. Michael Saylor. But yeah, I do think that Michael Saylor, though, is a degenerate grifter. I think that entire list was ridiculous. The 21 rules of Bitcoin. I'm shocked at how stupid that list is. That list makes zero sense to me, by the way. It makes sense. Okay, hold on. When I say it doesn't make sense, it's not that I can't comprehend it. I want to point that out right now. I understand it exactly. I just think it's a lie. I think everything he's saying is a lie. And I do believe that Michael Saylor's arrogance has actually... He's very arrogant. I don't think he's that intelligent anymore. I think he's lost his mind. Yeah, Michael Saylor's out of his freaking mind, in my opinion. Michael Donaldson's requesting that I make strawberry eyebrows free. I know. I'm doing some boring streams lately, I'll admit that. I'm doing a lot of boring streams, but my God, dude, that 21 rules of Bitcoin thing, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Are we lost in a world where nothing matters? Are we lost in a world? Now we're okay. Down. Is anyone alive? Tim Smith says if Bitcoin goes to 95,000 tonight, you're doing orange eyebrows. Oh no. Oh God, what is Bitcoin at currently? So Bitcoin's at 93,418. Hold on. What does Robinhood say it's at? I want to see how accurate Robinhood's. I mean, it should say zero. $0 is the appropriate amount for Bitcoin, but okay. So Bitcoin's at $93,349. Let it go. Lose yourself in some Pillsbury frosting. Maybe. I'll consider it. I might do that tomorrow. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. Tonight, I'm taking it kind of easy. I'm not doing anything cray-cray. I just want to relax. Gen Z Money says I bought $10,000 worth of ETH when it was trading at 160 to 230. I mean, you actually made a lot of money then. And good job for you, by the way. Good job to you for making a lot of money. But still, even though you made a lot of money, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin and Ethereum and all crypto are still not grifter currencies. They're still part of greater fool theory. You just happened to find a fool later on who was willing to purchase your worthless Ethereum at a higher price, right? You can at least admit, though, that intrinsically speaking, all cryptocurrencies are worthless, though. And that luckily there's a market that tells people blindly what Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies are worth, which it should all say zero as the market value. But Bitcoin sucks anyway. So Major General Tao says Bitcoin is a great short. It will bounce up and stay below the 50-week average. I mean, look, I'm going to keep betting against Bitcoin because as Bitcoin goes up on its bull run, I'm going to slowly trickle by the S-bit because truth be told, I just don't believe in Bitcoin. I don't think it's the future of money. I think it's a scam. I think that people who get into it are scamming people. Bitcoin will probably go on bull runs because there's enough stupid people to buy it and make it go up on a bull run, sure. Without a doubt. It's an unfortunate reality of the world, but yeah. There are people who just keep pushing it up, man. Now, I do enjoy going on like the Reddit forums and checking out some of the posts. Like, I wonder if there's an anti-Bitcoin one. Like an anti-Bitcoin Reddit. Here's an interesting thread. This is on Buttcoin subreddit, by the way. It says, are people here only anti-Bitcoin or anti to all cryptocurrencies? Hoping to lose any animosity, I'm pro BTC. This is a Reddit thread I'm reading on a subreddit called Buttcoin. And that's okay. Obviously, some people are anti. That's okay too. Will all look the same in 100 years? Just wondered if the people in the group are anti to all cryptos or just BTC specifically. Anyway, Gunther 5 says most altcoins are copies of Bitcoin with minor tweaks. Same shit, different color. It makes for a terrible currency. A currency was never meant to be an investment. In terms of an investment, why choose BTC over a company that produces and grows? Because it's unique and limited. Lots of things in this world fit the criteria and are worthless. You know what? I'm going to bring this up on the screen. This is great. I love reading anti-Bitcoin stuff because these people bring up really good points on these subreddits that are anti-Bitcoin. Let's keep reading. And then this person says, I think it's because people trade them back and forth around the planet and do whatever they want, sort of liberating to most. Now it's stupid. Anti is a bit strong. It's not like I'm waging a campaign against BTC or anything. There's no real world practical utility being realized besides line goes up. Everything else is just mirage to give it credibility and make the line go up. And then this person says Currywurst Pimmel says they all suck. They are all more or less copies of each other. My grandmother could create a coin called Cream Pie Coin. That's a little bit better than Bitcoin or Solana or whatever. I'll be the early adopter and own 80%. You guys can follow if you want. It's a really cheap price at the beginning. It will be deflationary, and you can have your own virtual NFT waifu. Once a month, there will be a anti-drop or a sub-coin I'll call anal. It will be strictly chained to the whole cream pie ecosystem. The blockchain behind it will solve actual problems like making 45 billion transactions per second possible and solving our global energy crisis. Also, free speech for everybody. There are already so many projects in our portfolio. This is great. And since there seems to be a lot of interest in my coin and people ask what kind of projects I mean, here we go. One project will be a porn site. Some of these posts are hilarious, actually. This person says no cryptocurrencies actually do no cryptocurrencies actually do anything useful. The defining characteristic for a currency is that it is the medium of exchange in an economy market. This is also what gives currencies value. The actual value is the market, not the currency. The economies using the currency provide desirable goods, and people in other markets need to acquire the currency to buy those goods. Neither BTC nor any other cryptocurrency has any serious economy that produces anything people would want. Until you can have a fully functioning market, the value of any cryptocurrency is purely theoretical, speculative. Once a market is established, the value of the cryptocurrency would correct itself to the value of the market. Okay. This person says, I think none of them have any productive uses, but some are clearly worse than others. Bitcoin is probably the worst as it has started the whole hype, has burned the most resources by far, has the most insufferable audience consisting of, well, I wouldn't say, this person is saying consisting of far-right, anti-government nutjobs, frightened conspiracy theorists, and the greasiest tech and finance bros out there. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of left-wing people are into Bitcoin too, unfortunately, and any cryptocurrency. It sucks. While I would love to see blockchain disappear forever, I don't think we'll ever get rid of these types of worldviews. These guys will hop on another multi-level marketing scheme if Bitcoin went down forever. Haven't looked so much into Ethereum since they gave up on proof of work. Seems more like a bunch of awkward tech people role-playing business. I don't see how it's better than non-blockchain solution for anything. Let's see why. What's this biggest benefit for you personally, and do you accept that it has the disadvantages? Yeah, anyway, these people are correct. I love Buttcoin, by the way. I forgot about this subreddit. Crawfish Deluxe says, it's all basically the same game. Bitcoin is not any better than the others. In fact, it's possibly worse in a lot of ways. But since it's the first one, a lot of people knew about it. It became the most popular. All cryptocurrencies fundamentally fail to be useful as currency in most contexts, and even the best ones are just reinventing the ideas of government with extra steps, more vulnerabilities, less adoption, and way less regulations. The concept of a digital currency isn't necessarily a bad one, but it's definitely not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is literally a giant house of cards built on the back of an environmentally catastrophe. Thousands of individuals burning through metric shit tons of electricity to solve Sudoku puzzles, all for the purpose of wash trading and speculating on the value of digital spreadsheet entries. Literally nobody you've ever heard of uses Bitcoin regularly to do everyday transactions with Bitcoin end to end. It's wannabe finance people and tech bros buying and holding what they hope are going to be lottery tickets, funded off the next rube who comes along and agreed to pay them more than they paid. It gets compared to gold all the time, but it's worse than gold in all the ways gold is good, and just as bad or worse in all the ways gold is bad. I don't really think gold is much of a legitimate portfolio asset. Gold bugs are notoriously financially illiterate dipshits, but at least gold has some fundamental use case. Bitcoin, to contrast, has no real use cause aside from, as best we could tell, and decreasingly so, committing criminal transactions. Save yourself and your friends and family the grief and the rolled eyes, and get the fuck out of crypto bullshit train as soon as you can. If you want to invest money in something, just learn the stock market. Learn about the stock market. You'll get more reliable returns, and in however many years you're not going to be burned under the collapse of the crypto space wondering what happened. Crawfish Deluxe, this Redditor right here, might have just made the greatest post of all time. And this should go down in history as one of the greatest posts ever. Seriously, that's an incredible post. And it describes very well in 5 paragraphs why Bitcoin's bullshit. And yeah, and also the people behind Bitcoin, I'm talking about the people who root for Bitcoin's success. A lot of them are insufferable jackasses, for sure. Okay. Major General Tao says, it's in a beer, Garza. That's why SBIT, when it switches to Bull Run, I'll tell you. Major General Tao says, let's see, Gen Z Money says, Daddy Trump. Like Bitcoin, yeah, I love Trump, but I hate the fact that he loves crypto. I think it sucks. Like, I love Trump other than that, though. I think he's great other than that. Let's see. Yeah, Trump is a grifter, unfortunately. WWE and multi-level marketing. Funny guy, though. I love Trump. I really do. I just think that his love of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency pisses me off. And, yeah, it's grifter-esque, for sure. Major General Tao says exactly, they are derivative of the market. The market is the intrinsic value, not the money, which is a symbol of the market. Okay. Hashtag cryptocurrency is nature's way of balancing the grifters who control the money supply. Now, if you were trying to escape Ukraine with your wealth, Bitcoin could be useful. Either way, Bitcoin isn't wealth. If you have a whole Bitcoin and you happen to sell it, cool. But nobody is using it for day-to-day transactions. It's pretty much used on the dark web majority of the time. So I don't know. Major General Tao says, yeah, it's a study in human psychology and philosophy. Yep. Absolutely. I'm going to drink some water here. Yep, Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin's going back down. Uh-oh. Bitcoin, my clickcoin. Oh my God. What is happening now, dude? Oh, Vanguard Total World Index is at 140.75 per share. Me likey. We'll see how far VT goes back up, but other than that, I feel good about getting a little more back into the SBIT, though. Betting against Bitcoin in as many ways as I can. Now we're lost in a world where nothing matters. Now we're lost in a world. Now we're okay. Is anyone alive? Everybody's watching TV. Down. Let's go. Yep. Young people to focus on literacy and productivity. Absolutely. Hey, dude, I've already been into Bitcoin. I still own Bitcoin. I just have been betting against it and actually... Oh, and honestly, when Bitcoin goes back up, I bet against it even more. I trickle by the SBIT because, honestly, Bitcoin sucks. And I already own Bitcoin. So I'm already hedged. I'm hedged, man. But no, I continue to buy the SBIT on the dip because the SBIT is a way for me to bet against Bitcoin. And when the SBIT is dipping, I love dip buying the SBIT. But I trickle buy, you know. I don't go all in. I think that's reckless. I do believe that Bitcoin is a net negative to society, and I think that the best thing I could do is to bet against it. I love betting against crypto. Crypto, my grifto. Is anyone alive? Are we lost in a world where nothing matters? Cool. I own every tradable crypto on Robinhood. I bought $1 worth of every tradable crypto on Robinhood, not because I believe in it, just because I thought it'd be funny. And I do believe that crypto is grifto, by the way. Is anyone alive? I think I just trapped his queen. So I don't think my buddy realizes what I'm trying to do. I have trapped his queen. Yeah, so VT's up this year, but I've been buying the VT on the dip, and then as it upswings, I then sell at a profit. It leads to some great income, though. I will say that. I mean, the income is incredible. I love swing trading the VT. There's nothing better. Let's see. Major General Tao are saying Bitcoin in a bear below 50-week average should continue the downward trend for months now. Nope. I'm not doing a covered call with VT. I'm doing something very simple. I swing trade the VT itself. Now, don't get me wrong, it's very minimal volatility. I don't do a covered call strategy with VT. I simply swing trade the VT. That's all I do. There's nothing extravagant about it. It's a very, very simple procedure. Now, don't get me wrong. VT is not the only thing in my portfolio. I have specifically designated the VT ETF to be my swing tradable asset. Everything else in my portfolio, and the SBIT is swing traded as well. So the SBIT and VT are swing traded. I don't do options with them. I don't do any options with those two entities. Everything else is buy and hold. I have multiple ETFs, multiple individual stocks. All of them are simply held in my portfolio, and that's about as far as it goes. And then boom, simple as that. For the most part. I try to keep it that simple. But yeah, no, I make good money off of it for me because I put a lot of money in the VT. So that's why I'm able to make, I don't make like hefty percentage. I'll make like 3 or 4% gains. But the amount of money that I have in the VT allows me to have a lot of money off of those gains, even if they're small. But hey, 2% and 3% in a week or 2 weeks, I'll take it. Great game, bro. Off to bed. Get to bed, Mr. General Tao. I probably should get to bed myself here in a little bit, but I want to thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. Brad. Where's Brad at, you guys? Where has Brad gone? I miss Brad. He is so sexy. He makes me feel so free. Now tell me, did you sail across the sun? Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, happy poop, happy poop, yum yum. Oh, yum yum. I love the happy poops. Yum yum. Yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, happy poop, happy poop, yum yum. Thank you, Doe53, for the happy poop yum yums. I appreciate it. Oh, whoa. Doe53 says sent a floating heart for 10 joules. OMG. Thank you for the happy poop yum yum. Doe53, I appreciate that. Thank you for the good game for 10 joules. I appreciate that. Floating heart for 10 joules. Just popping in for a happy poop, yum yum, happy poop, yum yum. Thank you, Doe53. Make sure you guys subscribe to Doe53. He's my boy. Makes some cool shit. He makes some cool stuff on YouTubes. But he loves sending me the happy poop yum yums. He sends me the good game yum yums. But floating heart. Here we go. Giving that floating heart. But the happy poop yum yums. I don't know what it is. I love the happy poop gifts. They are my favorite. They are the greatest. But make sure you guys subscribe and scribe, importantly, to Doe53. Subscribing is not enough. You have to hit subscribe and then you have to scribe. Means you got to simp hard, basically. Does that make sense? I think it does. I hear some dogs. Hold on. So I got my Jolly Ranchers ropes. I'm ready. Here we go. Kimoy. My boy Kimoy, how you doing, dude? Kimoy, are you gooning? Is Kimoy gooning? I don't know if Kimoy's doing any gooning stuff, but if he is, I respect it. I respect the art of the goon. And then Suck is killing me here. Oh, heck yeah. Corey says in other news, my boy passed his classes. Hell yeah, dude. A in microeconomics, B in physics, and B in circuits. Now off to bed. Good night, Corey, my man. Hey, congrats on getting an A in microeconomics. That's fucking tight. And also a B in physics and a B in circuits. Honestly, those subjects are not easy on the college level. So honestly, a B is fantastic. By the way, sometimes you can't always get A's, dude. A is a tough one. But the fact that you got A in microeconomics, that's just as tough. A, B, and B, that looks like a pretty damn good report card to me, if you ask me, brother. Use a beast. Killing it, man. Kimoy says, I'm in circuits right now. Oh. Kimoy, are you going to school too? Hey, keep on winning, Corey, man. Keep on winning, brother. Keep the studying on, man. Keep that studying going. I shouldn't eat too many of these before bed, but I need a quick sugar rush, man. I need a sugar rush. For all my sugar bronies. Yep. Corey says it's a tough one for sure. Keep at it, though. Perseverance is key. Yep. Absolutely, man. Engineering. Dude, let's all give a round of applause, though, for Corey, everybody. Woo! Wherever you may be, man. Corey's a beast, by the way. I know Corey in real life. Really cool dude. I just think it's awesome that he's dedicating himself to this, and I think it's pimp. Stud, dude. Stud. Also, Kimoy, congratulations to you too, man. Kimoy's halfway through his program. Hell yeah. So double congrats to Kimoy Chapman and my boy Corey, man. But yeah, it's fun fact. I actually know Corey in real life. Corey's a dog. He's a man. He's the man. Sorry, the man. He's a pretty cool dude. Very kind. So anytime I hear about Corey succeeding, I get pretty pumped, dude. I get pumped up. I like seeing people succeed, especially if I know them. I think it's even cooler. Like, it's even cooler if I actually know who they are. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Winning. But what a beast, dude. What a beast. Oh, what a beast. Oh, what a man. You gotta get it. We can. My boy Sook just farted. Okay. Miso Horny. Oh, God. So Miso Horny says, Corey sucks. He stole my Ray-Bans. What the hell? There's a person named Miso Horny that claims Sea-Dog Corey stole some Ray-Bans. Oh, man. Some of the YouTube accounts that come this way on the chat just blow my mind, man. Blow my mind. And I love it. Miso says he wants his sunglasses back. I love it. Oh, this is kind of cool. So I've been wanting to, because I like Python. Python has actually become one of my favorite programming languages to use just because of its vast library system and just how quick and easy it is to make apps or just any sort of software with it. So very interesting. This stream is pretty much about... So Billionaire says hi and then bye. Hello, Mr. Billionaire. Miso Horny is wondering what this stream is about. Yeah, no, I love talking about software development and things like that, and I'm kind of a freak for that sort of stuff. Oh, I wouldn't say I bought a new house doing YouTube or anything like that, no. But I will say, doing YouTube has actually been very beneficial. It's been very, very beneficial in a lot of ways, but it's amazing. Talking about programming. I will say swing trading has been amazing. I love doing swing trading, by the way. I'm a swing trader for life. Because I swing trade for life. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now. Because we gay boys for life. They call me witty. P. Diddy. I love P. Diddy all day and night. I love P. Diddy, he makes me feel tight. I love P. Diddy, okay, alright. Why do I love witty? Witty, witty, witty. I do love my REITs. But yeah, I've done really well doing YouTube. I wouldn't say I'm rich by any means, but I make money. I wouldn't say I make like an income from it technically. I guess I don't know. I'm not gonna say how I do well. I'll just say this. I'm doing very well. We'll put it that way. I don't like letting everybody know what I'm doing. Interesting. Uses Python for server-side logic, file storage management, and cross-platform functionalities. And the visual app relies on interactions. I love it. Oh, happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. You can't tell if I'm a ginger or a blonde, me so horny. Well, I do technically have strawberry blonde hair, which means it's kind of a reddish blonde. And I also grow a red beard. My beard is growing in, by the way. Now, I decided for the first time in a long time to grow it out. I'm not going to grow it out too long. I think I'm going to grow it out for about a couple weeks though, right? I'm only shaving down here. Down here is hairless. Right here has hair. So I'm growing out the beard, as you can tell. This is about 4 days worth of growth. This right here is about 4 or 5, I think maybe 5 days worth of growth. Now, I don't really grow a beard super well, admittedly. But I do grow a beard. But yeah, I've been really considering building Android apps using Python specifically instead of Java or Kotlin. Java and Kotlin have very similar syntax, though, but they're definitely... Kotlin, I think, is quite a bit different. Nate Dogg is saying about 4 weeks, more like... Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. So this person is asking, how can they tell if a guy at the gym is gay? Well, I guess the best thing you could do, dude, is just ask. Just go up to him and be like, hey, I think you're the man. And, I mean, you can be I think you just got to be transparent. I think society teaches us to beat around the bush too much. Be transparent. Be like, look, you know, if you're confident, you can figure out if they're gay, they're gay. They'll figure it out. Do they act gay? If they act gay, you might have a chance. You just got to ask. Horacles, you just got to ask them, man. Worst case scenario, they say no, or maybe they're gay, but they're not. You're not their type. Whatever. You just got to ask. So you just got to make sure you ask, brother. That's the best thing you could do. Yep, 4 weeks. I'd say it's about 5 days. It's about 5 days worth. We're not getting much, though. It's very thin. It's a very thin beard, admittedly. But Oracle, I hope that old man wisdom helps. I don't know if it will. The dude might reject you. The dude might be like, weird or not weird. It may turn out well. It may not. I don't know how it will turn out, but the best thing you can do is ask. You can get it. It's called get it out of your system. All right. Get it out of your system. Ask them. Right. I'm Just Natural says, can you please tell me how much money you're making on YouTube, Daddy? No. I refuse. I do try to keep my exact finances pretty secret from you guys, though. It's a lot easier that way. It is a lot easier that way. I just want everybody to think I'm broke. But the old rule is act poor, but never be broke. Meaning accumulate as much money as you can, accumulate as much assets as you can. Honestly, the goal is to accumulate assets at all times. Always accumulate assets, always. I think that is the smartest thing that one can do. You know, saving money I think is stupid, but accumulation of assets is everything. It's so sexy, it's so horny, it's so hot. It gets me all boned out. But Nate Dogg, hell yeah. That's also his answer when rent time comes. Rude. Come on, man. Everybody's making my mussy feel bad. My mussy is the bussy and I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm that kind of guy. Oh no, Bitcoin is crashing, everybody. Oh no. Bitcoin, my clitcoin, by the way. Bitcoin turns me on. Why does Bitcoin turn me on so much? I don't really know why. I don't really know why. Oh, you guys, we're watching Michael Saylor's 10 rules. or whatever his rules are for Bitcoin, which were a load of crap. Michael Saylor, dude. Hell yeah. Michael Saylor. Dude, I'm just natural, or you're clearly an AI bot. I'm just natural, you're clearly an AI bot. Come on, man. And Nathan, do you accept Bitcoins for rent? I will give you Dogecoin. I will give you Shiba Inu coin. I'll give you Happy Poop Yum Yums. Happy Poop Yum Yums, will that be acceptable for rent? Come on, Nathan. Happy Poop Yum Yum. Yum Yum. Oh, man. But anyway, I don't know what else I got to add at the moment. Except for this is the Michael Garza Show. And do we get a little gay up in here? Sure. Is it okay? Sure. Does it get any better? No. This is what you get. All y'all acting like no good dirty skanks. All y'all acting like hoes. Because why is everybody acting like a hoe? Everybody acting like they just don't know. Why is everybody acting like a hoe? Everybody acting like they just don't know. Just don't know why you acting like a hoe. Acting like a hoe. Acting like a hoe. Everybody acting like they just don't know. Standing on the edge of forever, at the start of whatever, shouting love at the world. Well, back then, we were like cavemen. We mapped the moon and the stars. Then we forgave them. We will meet you where the lights are, the defenders of the faith we are. When the thunder turns around, they'll run so hard they'll tear the ground away. Yeah. You know no one dies in these love-drowned eyes. Through our love-drowned lies, we'll watch you sleep tonight. Although no one understood, there was more of them than us. Setharoth. Here, you get a high five, brother. You get a high five, my brony brother. Learning how to dance the rain, learning how to dance the rain. We were holding back the flood, they said we'd never dance again. Leading, but none of us beaten. Watch your mouth, son, or you'll find yourself floating home. I'm going to listen to one of these real quick. Hold on. They just had... They just had, it was a collective common goal programmed into the root command of each Borg, right? So even if they were separated from the collective, you know, the ideals of assimilation and assimilation of technology was still their primary goal. But the Borg is interesting because it's AI. It's artificial intelligence controlling organic beings. How interesting is that? They just had... It was a collect... There you go. You got a high five, brother. Highlight your... Make sure you don't forget to subscribe, by the way. If you can, hit that subscribe button, because Sephiroth, it'll make me feel good. You have no idea, man. It'll make me feel good. It'll make me feel right. It'll make me feel so tight. Don't you want to make me feel tight? Don't you want to make me feel right? Don't you want to make me feel tight? Oh, yeah. Everybody wants me to feel so tight. Everybody wants me to feel so right. Everybody wants me to feel so tight. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Seth Roth. I appreciate that, my brony brother. You are the man now, dog. David Johnson, what's going on? Sup, my brony brother. Oh, yeah. All right, you guys, it's midnight. I'm tired. I'm going to take a shower here in just a second. I need a few moments. I'm a tired boy. I'm just a little bit tired right now. But I want to thank everybody who took the time to tune in, and to those of you who subscribed. For every subscriber, it makes me feel juicy. I feel juicy. I can't help it. It makes me feel good, like I knew I would. Oh, yeah. I feel juicy today. Yeah, yeah. Have a good night, Mr. David Johnson. Yep, I'm a little tired. Make sure you guys like the stream, though. If you guys could click the like button. Hitting the like button helps a lot. Subscribing to the channel helps. All sorts of things, man. We just greatly appreciate it, and we're always trying our best. So like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We appreciate y'all. And but hey, big shout out to my boy, Major General Tao. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate everybody who came in. Corey, congratulations, brother, on getting so far on what you're doing, man. Yeah, we're all rooting for you, brother. We're all rooting for you. Anyway, I'll catch you all later. Stay safe, stay sexy, and make sure that you remember who's your daddy. Am I your